look to pull a big-time shocker against the Duke team coming off that loss to Carolina. Malik Brown making just his second start for Jon Scheyer's Blue Devils. Brown is in there for Gungbo with Caleb Foster lobbing it up and getting Brown an early touch, and he tips it in on the first possession. It's a very thin Pitt team due to injuries and absences. They only have 8 available scholarship players, a couple of walk-ons and a redshirt as well. Cameron Corrin, their leading scorer on the court. Wes, thank you very much. Great win for Miami over Carolina. And now the other half of Saturday's Duke-UNC thriller. The Blue Devils on the road. Barry Dunning, Roman Siulepa, Cam Corrin. For a Pitt team that has been bruised and battered this season, but has a couple of early buckets in 2 years with Duke. Here's Siulepa, a three for the freshman from Australia.
And you've got to imagine Roman Siulepa.
He's on Boozer, who immediately got rid of the ball to Brown, even with a one-on-one against Siulepa, and then Malik throws it away. Witherspoon ahead for Dunning! The stitched-together Panthers team down its leading scorer in Brandon Cummings, who's just 3 straight with ankle issue. Siulepa, his second three.
Right now, Jeff Capel thinking to himself, don't fall in love with the three, even though it's going well.
9 for 28. Foster wraps it around to Evans in the corner, hits a three.
But those are the shots that Jon Scheyer wants to see more of from Isaiah Evans. Shots that are catch and shoot, and more importantly, he's probably the most valuable player in the country to his team.
And right on cue, he blocks a shot of Minor. Dunning recovers and misses a three. So Duke will draw something up here. Darren Harris, who did not play against Carolina, is going to inbound this ball to Cameron Boozer. 2 strong dribbles. Boozer gets Corrin in the air, and that's a pretty good play out of a timeout. Caleb Foster on the kick. Hamenya, short from 3, got his own rebound, missed it again, and the third shot for the freshman from LA is good.
Important possession right now for the Panthers. They need a score in the worst way. They've been stuck on 12, seems like forever.
They're no longer stuck.
And Jeff Capel wants a timeout.
On the bounce, Boozer feeds Foster in the lane. Caleb Foster scores his first bucket.
And Caleb Foster at 6'5", able to take advantage over
Caden Boozer into his brother. Cameron out of the double. A cutting Caden will finish.
And once again, the positional size. Caden Boozer, 6'4".
Brown on a cut for Boozer, who banks it in with the left.
I'm not sure which was more impressive, the pass or the finish.
Minor driven backwards by Hamenya and the Duke defense. Minor on a bounce. Indrusitis denied by Dame Sarr. He's held his own. Cameron Boozer only 4 points, 1 rebound. Witherspoon floats it out for Dunning. His second three.
But everything for the Panthers
will reset. Cameron Boozer buries Indrusitis and spins it home. Indrusitis is the only Pitt player to come off the bench so far. Dunning lets it fly. A couple of threes for Dunning. He's into double figures. I think, bizarrely, for a guy who is the best player in the nation and playing for Duke, and the son, by the way, of a great Duke player, Carlos Boozer, as Dunning hits another three, Pitt's in the lead.
Off air about he hasn't received the attention that Cooper Flagg did a season ago, as his twin brother is able to get the bucket in the paint area off another nice find. And one concern for the Panthers, you can't fall in love with that three.
Foster's had a terrific first half. He's got 7 points, 3 rebounds, a couple of assists, and another dicing drive. Here's Caden Boozer. Harris with a three. That is pure.
And that is only the second.
No Malik Brown to start the half, and no Isaiah Evans, as Caden Boozer is swatted by Cameron Corrin on the mean streets of St. Christopher School. Baldwin poked away by Sarr. Here's Harris on the run out for Duke. Darren Harris at the bucket. His second.
One thing to play for Jon Scheyer, you've got to do the job defensively. This time, Darren Harris coming up with the steal off a nice.
Pitt's last game Saturday, they were down 34-32 at the half to SMU. Then the Mustangs started the half on a 9-0 run. Duke's got the first 5 here.
Cameron Boozer continues to impress. His shooting, his passing, everything about his game has been impressive all season long, and that 3 ball gives his team a double digit. Once again, I hope people recognize your voice in comparison to mine. Well, it was a 12-0 run spanning the 2 halves. The end of the first half coming into the second half as Siulepa gets another 3 to go, his 4th 3.
Duke's got a 5-on-4. Foster into the paint, little bump and scores it.
Once again, Caleb Foster attacking the paint in transition. Still 13 minutes remaining. I'm sure they will get close to that as Dunning Jr. comes up with a nice turnover.
Andrositis puts it home with a foul. Played at Iowa State a year ago as a bit player. Andrositis will not make the first free throw of the game, but Siulepa has the offensive rebound. Andrositis misses at 3.
But to beat Duke, those are the buckets you have to have. And it ends up turning into 2 points the other way for Isaiah Evans.
Potentially devastating swings for Pitt. Corin will roll it home, get back to within 6.
Nice touch from Cam Corin, who
Foster and the switch with Corin. Foster can't shake him. Deep 3 for Evans, and he sticks it in front of his bench.
What's the best way to kill that energy? Is knocking down a huge 3 with the Brotherhood right beside you.
1 for 9 from 3. Corin misses near the rim, and here's Evans, who's got 12 points in 13 minutes, and then turns it over. Minor for Dunning. First points of the second half for Barry Dunning Jr.
Strong finish by Dunning Jr. attacking the basket.
Missouri, NC State, A&M, NC State, and Duke, Missouri on the ACC network Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Another 3 for Isaiah Evans.
Malik Brown getting his shot blocked at the basket off a nice find from Caden Boozer.
Tommy Sarr sticks it from the corner. Nice find from Evans, and this is the largest lead for Duke. Came into the game tied for 347th in the country at 66.7%. Regrettably, they've gotten worse. They're 0 for 5 tonight. Boozer to Evans, trying to get free off a Brown screen. Evans sticks the top of the key 3.
It doesn't take much.
Lawrence Armstrong, Tony Henderson, Courtney Green have been all over the game tonight. Minor got it. Just the second 3 of the half for Pitt. Under 5.5 to play. Duke trying to get to 11-1 in the league as Evans throws it away. And it's finished on the other end. It was 1 loss. It doesn't count for 3, though it should. So we can make up the rules as we go along here in the league. There's a bucket for Cameron Boozer, who has had a quiet second half.
Whether he starts or not.
Siulepa drive it into Boozer. He finishes through the contact.
Able to get his shoulders past Boozer. A little bit of a chicken wing.
Foster on the handoff from Brown. Has the switch with the big Corin. Foster goes right at him. Best passing year of his 3 at Duke.
Well, he's got a permanent role. He's their point guard on the season, and this is really where he can help this team.
The 3rd-year Duke guard senses an opportunity, kicks it for Evans, off the shot fake, hits a dagger.
An SEC play.
Boozer hard charging in for another N1 possibility. Chance for 17 at the line.
But this is what makes him a cheat code. This is unfair. At 6'9", 250 pounds, the ability to handle the basketball and go past.
Here's Witherspoon. I'm just asking out loud. Has Scott Van Pelt ever started the show that immediately preceded his Sports Center?
He said, "Big man's in the building." That's
I'm
my
just
guy
asking the
Steve,
questions.
so I'm sure it will come up.